them into Lightroom, as you've seen I've done already here. And in Lightroom I usually, if I have highlights like here in the image, I use to save the highlights. If I turn on this all to the left, you see that the image getting darker. I think that's a little bit too much. Go down a bit, like that. And then there is the temperature of the image, maybe a bit of clarity or vibrance. I added a little bit of vibrance here. And after that I import the image into Photoshop. I press Command E, and in just a little while the image will be open up in Photoshop. Like that. Now it's just one layer. I duplicate that layer by Command J. I go up to the filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and use the radius of 6. Press OK. And now I'm changing the layer mode of that layer from normal and to overlay, like this. And then I take the opacity down from 100. It should be around 20 to get the right feeling. And this is the image without that adjustment, and the image with it. It gets a little bit more contrasty, a little bit nicer colors, a more punchy look in the colors. After that I convert these layers to one by Shift Alt Command E. And that's a shortcut for merge visible, as you see. And then I'm sharpening the image. I downloaded these actions, and this is Freaky Amazing Detail, and I use Freaky Amazing Detail Simple, and just pressing this action and play button, and here you get the choice to sharpen just pieces of the image. So for example, if you want the piece and nothing else to be sharpened, this is a perfect thing to use. Just waiting to adding these layers, and I show you the text box that's come up. Like this, and just read and follow the instructions. Press continue. Usually I use the same radius as I used before, that's 6 in this, and press OK. And now it's adding a layer mask to the image of this sharpened image, and you can now use the brush after you press this continue. And you see here the layer mask is black, so you should use a white brush, and I usually have it on opacity of 80. And now I just make it a little bigger and then paint on the things that I want to sharpen, like sharpen the peas and a little bit of the potatoes and the salmon, because, well, the salmon is one of the main features of this image. I also want to use this to sharpen the fork. Just make it 100%. Move it to the fork, and you can see how it sharpens the fork. well, like that. After that, I use the same command to merge all these visible layers once more. It's Shift, Alt, Command and E. And this is just a simple editing that I usually do to all of the images I have. So after this, I just press this, closing the image to save it. Now the image is saved, and I return to Lightroom, and the saved image appears here. And after that, I only use the export and save the image to my desktop for further use. Okay, thank you very much. I hope this was some help to someone out there, and see you later.